Hey guys, it's Bart Johnson here. I'm back today with another video for you guys. I know it's been a while since I put anything out, but I have been super busy. But I actually just got a bunch of equipment in from my friends over at Redrock Micro, and they sent me a bunch of stuff to check out and test and review. And today I have a review for you of one of those things that they sent over. As many of you probably know, I am an owner and operator of a gimbal, specifically the DJI Ronin. I love using it. I love using it for cinematic shoots. I love using it for commercial shoots. Basically, I like to use it whenever there's an interesting sort of camera movement that I can't pull off with anything else. But as many of you may know, if you've ever worked with gimbals, you sort of have to rig them out in order to get the best functionality of them. You need to mount some sort of monitor on there. In order to obtain focus, you're going to want to put some sort of wireless follow focus system on there. And the problem with doing all that is that all of those things require power. And while it might not be a problem to stick a bunch of batteries on there, batteries are often heavy, and sticking all of those additional batteries on your rig is going to increase weight, which makes it more difficult to deal with. And then also you have the issues of worrying about one battery dying while the others are still going and all this, so you have to worry about keeping all these different batteries charged. So Redrock Micro has come up with a solution, and it works both with the Movi FreeFly gimbal system as well as the DJI Ronin system. And it actually taps into the built-in power of the gimbal units and allows you to distribute that power to all of your peripheral and accessory devices so that you don't have to worry about batteries going dead. You only have one main system battery to sort of run everything. And that unit that they use to control all this is this little guy right here. It's called their Universal PowerPack. Now, what this Universal PowerPack is just that. It is a power distribution unit that you mount onto your gimbal setup, and using Redrock's flex cables, they have various inputs and outputs to connect to all sorts of different devices. So let me tell you a little bit about how this actually is set up. On the front of the unit, you have 4 professional LEMO connectors, one of which is an input, which you can use their D-tap cable to connect directly to the D-tap. For me, it's D-tap right at the base of my DJI Ronin to feed power to this. The other 3 are for distributing power to whatever accessories you may have. Now, there are 2 outputs. Output 1 and 2 are set to unregulated 12 volts, and then output 3 is an adjustable output that runs from 5 all the way to 12 volts. And you can adjust that using this little potentiometer. You can adjust it to whatever voltage you need for whatever accessory you may be plugging in. So, for example, the way that I like to use this unit in the current setup is I run power into it from the D-tap on my DJI Ronin. So the Ronin battery is powering this system. And then I plug into one of the 12 volts. I plug in the Redrock Micro remote system so that I have wireless follow focus control. And then I use the other output to send it out to my Atomos Shogun that I use for monitoring. So I mount my Shogun, I use the dummy D-tap battery that Atomos provides, and I run the power from this to that, and now I have everything powered off of just one source. In addition to successfully distributing power and giving you the ability to vary your voltage on this third output, one thing that this definitely does that is really important is it has a voltage alarm. Now that you're running everything and not just the gimbal system itself off of the gimbal's own battery, it's going to discharge a lot faster. You're putting a lot more load on it. Well, this has the ability for you to go ahead and set an alarm voltage so that the indication display will begin flashing at you, letting you know when your battery hits that voltage. That way you know that you need to power off your system, plug in a new battery to avoid damaging your LiPo battery, because LiPo batteries can be extremely sensitive. Now, in terms of build quality, this unit is top-notch, just like everything else I've ever seen from Redrock Micro. It is completely metal, uses all professional connectors, has various 1/4-20 mounting points all over it for you to basically select wherever the easiest point is for you to mount it on your gimbal setup. And it just works. You don't have to worry about it. You get the proper cables from Redrock, plug them in, and you can power everything that you need on your system off of that one main battery. So guys, like I said, this is definitely a professional level unit, and the cost reflects that. It may be outside of the budget of some of the independent operators and stuff like that. It currently comes in at just under $500. But for the guys who are a little bit higher end, or if you're trying to go a little bit higher end, it is a must-have investment for distributing power to all those different devices on your gimbal rig. When you're setting up a professional rig, there's tons of stuff that goes on there, and you're gonna want professional grade equipment for power distribution on there, and this handles it. Currently, I haven't seen anything else like this out there. I'm sure there are DIY solutions, but the problem is they're not going to be stable. And when you're working with voltages and running power to different expensive pieces of equipment on your gimbal rig, you really want to know that you have something that is safe and secure. And that's exactly what this is, and it gives you the peace of mind and the flexibility to run everything off of one single source. So I hope this helped you guys out. I'm not sure if many of you knew that a product like this existed, but I definitely recommend you going ahead and checking it out. It is a great sort of brain center for your power distribution for your gimbal setup, and I would recommend it to anybody who's looking to operate a gimbal system professionally with all those sort of accessories attached. So guys, I hope you liked this video. If you did, give it a like down below, and for more videos like this coming out in the near future, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel.